face like Yordenis? I know styles are different. It's kind of hard to say who's the toughest. But would you put him like in your top 3, top 4 most toughest opponents that you've been in the ring with?
I think he would be flirting with 3. In terms of in competition, he'd be flirting with 3.
Who's 1 and 2?
1 and 2 are Terrence Crawford and, believe it or not, Keith Thurman.
Oh, wow.
I know a lot of people, you probably would expect me to say Errol Spence Jr., but
Like, see the power maybe, or?
No.
No, why Thurman so high?
People talk about the intelligence that Errol has. Keith is highly intelligent.
And athletic too, right?
I would be remiss if I didn't say the Porter podcast. He came on and he broke down to me how he broke down the fight before we got in the ring. I'm like, damn, like,
You were like,
all right, I just got to this level of intelligence. You've been there for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, I feel people forget how good of a fighter Keith was. Because like now they just kind of,
Keith's in a position now where I think if anything we'll see his intelligence over anything else that he has to offer the boxing game. We love the power, but at some point, if you're not focused on the power, you're not continuing to grow your power and things of that nature. That was Keith's thing, like since we were kids. And once that goes away, I've learned that as a pro, watching other pros. When you can't keep up with the hand speed or somebody stronger, here is where you win the fight, you know what I mean? So who do we see do it the most? Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah. Floyd, during his time.
Yeah, I'm not saying Keith is Bernard, but
Yeah.
when we talk about some of the smarter boxers in the game, we should talk about Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
And I guess overall, just like any other fan out there, the winner of this, would you rather see him face Keith, would you rather Crawford,
Both. Keith, I know that, it's hard for me to put bias aside, but even when I do that, I still think that Keith Thurman has, with any of those top 3 guys, amazing fights. And, the list goes on. There's no secret that Terrence Crawford is the guy in a fight between Errol or Yordenis and Terrence Crawford will be amazing. Of course, we all been waiting on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford for a while. I would love to pepper in Keith Thurman. I think that those fights would be exciting too.
Yes. Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Shawn.
Yep.
Back to Batman talk.
What's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy Pool Kind of Boxing. Coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. Please smash that like button for more hardcore boxing content and subscribe to my channel. What is going on with Shawn Porter? He's still bitter about that Errol Spence Jr. loss. He can't get over it. It's sitting on his stomach like 6 rotten onions in the bottom of the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you smell it all over him. When he was asked about who was his toughest opponents, he picked Keith Thurman, he picked Terrence Crawford, and he picked Yordenis Ugas. But it was only one fighter, he went on and on about. And it just reminded me of that interview with what's his name, Fleece Johnson, who was in prison, and he went on, like Fleece Johnson went on about booty, just a tangent, just about booty. And the film guy, he was just like, we were talking about prison and what it's like in prison, and all of a sudden he mentioned booty, and that's all he could talk about. And it was the same with Shawn Porter, He mentioned, every time you mention Keith Thurman, it's almost like some kind of unrequited love or something, He just, Keith is so intelligent, he is just some kind of boxing god, He is, his mind is like, he's like MC squared times 2, right? I was like, what the hell? I'm just looking at Shawn Porter, and Shawn, you're a hell of a fighter too, bro. You're a smart dude, but really? Get off Keith's nutsack, man. You never, ever, I'm old school. You never, ever brag on a man's, mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He went off like the booty warrior. You know what I'm saying? Fleece Johnson, he was talking about, we could do this the easy way or the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like Shawn wanted the hard way. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, I was just like, it's just not just this one time. Anytime he mentioned Keith, Keith is my friend. Keith is the smartest man on earth. And I'm just like, bro, y'all had a very competitive fight. And it was very close. You almost won the fight, man. But come on, just because Keith broke it down to you, Keith got that gift for gab. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna break it down to you, and he's gonna, he's gonna sell. He's a salesman. You know what I'm saying? He's a used car salesman, so it's gonna sound good. So he was impressed with the way, Keith speak, because Shawn Porter is all about that broadcasting bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He liked to be in front of the camera. He likes, how presentable and how intelligent, people talk and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's impressed with Keith, but it just comes off just a little, a little Nas X kind of like shit. The way he dressed, it's just a little, he's already odd as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, he talked about he wouldn't put Errol Spence Jr. on his top 3. And, he's obviously, bitter about the loss in a close fight. Shawn showed up. He showed up to fight. And Errol Spence Jr., he was just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And we all see the training footage. Did he train like that for Crawford? You know what I'm saying? We see the kind of spirit and the kind of attitude that he had with Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? He pushed up on Keith a little bit, but he was still a little bit too friendly. You know what I'm saying? When it came to Earl, he trained like, he was in, Super Dragon Ball Z, and he was in the hyperbolic chamber or something. And, like he had, every day equals 4 years, you know what I'm saying? And he was training hard like that. So he came at Earl like Wolverine or some shit. But, he didn't have that same energy for Terrence Crawford. And I don't think it was fear. It's just that he feels more competitive with Errol Spence Jr. And he was highly motivated to beat Earl. But that loss is sitting down in the pit of his stomach like some old sour grapes that's stuck in his colon. You know what I'm saying? He just can't get rid of it. And he even said he was biased, you know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Because you should have seen the way Errol Spence Jr. family was going off on the Porter family as they were walking out. It was some real ghetto shit. It was real ghetto. And, they had to take that walk of shame. So it's some deep personal stuff going on between him and Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. can't even make his top 3 toughest fights. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just interesting that, he sees Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman, and Yordenis Ugas as his toughest fight. Well, I thought Yordenis Ugas beat his ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? I thought Yordenis Ugas got down in his ass, you know what I'm saying? And, Ugas handled him. You know what I'm saying? He really, even though Shawn showed some signs of his versatility in that fight, boxing and getting up in Ugas' chest, it's nowhere near, how he fought Errol Spence Jr. And Errol Spence Jr. didn't even do any weight training because he was still messing around in them streets. He was still, having fun, you know what I'm saying, being undisciplined. And if he couldn't run over, if that was his best, you know what I'm saying, that he had, and Errol Spence Jr. was at his worst, you know what I'm saying, or at least, not 100% capacity, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, he understands that. And, he's going to carry that bitterness for a while. So, I don't even know why they ask Shawn Porter these things, you know what I'm saying? Because they know he's a hater, He hated on Jerron Boots Ennis, you know what I'm saying? You know, he hate those fighters because he was born short. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't born, 4'2", you know what I'm saying, a black smurf, you know what I'm saying, he probably would have won them fights. He would probably won a couple more fights. AB probably wouldn't have knocked him down. You know what I'm saying? AB knock you down, you know what I'm saying? That's saying a lot, And he's probably mad because of the height of these guys, and you know what I'm saying? He's got to run around here wearing green and red suits, you know what I'm saying, trying to act like Andre 3000 and shit. I've never seen such a small man with such big teeth. It's just crazy. He got a horse head. His head is human size, but the rest of his legs are short. You know what I'm saying? His legs are short. He look like that Martin Cub Scout boy that used to always come with snot on his nose to the door. You know what I'm saying? And he always used to, he was just too short. You know what I'm saying? That's Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? He was just too small. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook handled him, because he's a midget. You know what I'm saying? And he's pissed off about that, and he's mad. But he did good for himself. He shouldn't be. I mean, he definitely made the most out of his physical abilities. You know what I'm saying? So don't take that out because Errol Spence Jr. is 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? I understand. He's that high school quarterback type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you the ugly little gnome guy. You the little gnome that you put into the grass. You know what I'm saying? You the little, you Quasimodo, and you got to go slink off into the dungeon and shit. And, you got to look out the window and watch the quarterback ride off with all the fine chicks. And I get it, you know what I'm saying, But, don't be a hater all your life, Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? And get off Keith nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? Become a real broadcaster, you know what I'm saying? Check your bias, you know what I'm saying? And find yourself a fucking tailor. Them damn clothes are weird. And stop plaiting that hair, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that 70s look is not coming back, bro. It is not coming back. But that's all I got. This has been Pool Counter Boxing. Make sure you, smash that like button and subscribe. And remember what I say. Law don't go around here, law dog. Get savvy. See you in the next one.